wanted to do a reality show with a female host. I feel that was missing in India. She has point of views and they're pretty strong, and that sometimes rattles a lot of people. The day I only make content for myself, I'll be stuck. I have not moved into my son's life. I have moved my son into my life.
ये बहुत रेयर होता है कि हमारे साथ एकता कपूर हो, बिकॉज कभी नहीं इंटरव्यू कभी नहीं मिलता एकता का.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है. I have done many interviews with you, and now I'm very upset because you've lost so much weight. So I'm feeling like a fat frump doing this interview.
Don't
But
say
anyway,
that.
No.
You are
You're
the
looking
boss.
younger than before. So I'm feeling कि Quint young हो गया या ये young हो गई है.
Thank you so much for the compliment, but you look amazing anyways, okay?
Thank you so much.
You are Ekta Kapoor. The world wants to be you. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I also want to be a bit healthy and fit. But yeah, thank you so much for saying that. I personally look at myself like a young, it's the same little young girl who was in a garage who started off, and I want to keep saying that in my head because you see, the moment you start thinking you're something, it's over for you.
Okay. I absolutely get that. Guys, remember that ये बहुत important है to keep you grounded, right?
Not only grounded, it keeps you energetic. The young world is taking over, the order is changing every day. And if you're not up to it, you'll be left back in the race.
Okay, let's get to talking about the younger generation. Bhai, you have a child now. You have to keep up.
That's really a younger generation. He's only 3, and believe me, you have to keep up.
I have a 3-year-old, so I know.
But you are, and you've lost weight. Like I've had it
woman
through
is
surrogacy.
just-
How am I not losing weight?
This woman is just talking about weight. But we are here to celebrate your success, you know that, right?
Thank you so much. Alt is now completing 5 years.
5 years? Ekta, 5 years? बच्चे से भी बड़ा है भाई.
हाँ, मेरा
ये
पहला
बच्चा.
बच्चा ये है. मेरा पहला बच्चा ये है. But yeah, it's great fun because you know an Indian app, very little finance, very hard to make it, and it survived and did well for 5 years. That's great for me.
OTT has taken over our lives thanks to the lockdown also.
Yes.
What does Ekta Kapoor watch?
So I watch at this present moment. I'm watching the last season of Killing Eve, my favorite show. And मैंने अभी I think I'm going to watch. I enjoyed this year the second season of Family Man, and then I'm watching Lock Up.
Okay, you know, we have seen Alt Balaji has a very different approach to the content.
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me, do you ever think, you know, the kind of content I watch, I want to put it out on my
So
streaming platform?
I realized one thing very young, and that is that कि the day I only make content for myself, I'll be stuck. So I do like watching love stories, and there are some of them on Alt. But I personally believe we are a very for the masses app. So like a friend of mine once told me that, you know what, my driver has Alt Balaji, but I don't usually have it. So I told her, I said that's a great thing.
That's your target audience.
Yeah, that is my target audience, and I'm so happy because there's a lot of Indians out there, and we forget that there's a big difference between Bombay and India. And somehow we are seemingly getting so city centric that we don't realize that a lot of urban audiences are stopping connecting with the masses because masses, they're thinking, so I create content on my app for escapism. Escapism is a big way India consumes art.
And now we'll talk about Lock Up, but before that you have to finish your pictures. Keep rolling. अब हम आ चुके हैं वैनिटी में. कमिंग टू लॉकअप, व्हेन वी हर्ड अबाउट लॉकअप, सबके पहले दिमाग में आया ये बिग बॉस है क्या, ये सेकंड बिग बॉस है क्या. सो आई एम श्योर यू न्यू दैट इट्स गोना कम, राइट? बट हु केम अप विद द आइडिया एंड हाउ डिड इट हैपन?
I have a friend called Riddhi, and she was sitting with me, and she's like, I was like, क्या करूँ मैं, इन्हें एक ऐसी कैप्टिव रियलिटी बनानी है जो अभी एजी हो विद टुडेज माइंडसेट, जो आपको मेंटली आपके इनर डीमंस को बाहर लेकर आए. So she said, why don't you create a jail? And I was like, I have to get Kangana to agree because एक Indian reality show which doesn't have any fixed, usually all reality shows that have been made here, either they are spin-offs of some reality show abroad, or they have कोई सक्सेसफुल शो का इंडियन वर्जन बनाए. And I was like, we have this very unique local quality about us. Why don't we create an Indian local quality reality show? But when you tell somebody usually how the world works, and in industry has this, you come, either it's a super hit in South, or it's a super hit in New York or America, and it has worked in 14 countries. These are these, you have to
Fundas.
hard sell these fundas to these popular celebrities. And I'm going to go and tell Kangana that your first reality show coming on an Indian platform and your foray into digital is going to be a new concept created by us. It's a hard sell. But she was superb. She said, I don't care कि कहाँ से आया है, कॉन्सेप्ट अच्छा होना चाहिए. मुझे इसकी legacy नहीं देखनी है, मुझे इसकी merit देखनी है. See, today I'm so happy because it's done well, because now I want to go to MICCOM and I want to sell an Indian format internationally. Why are we always buying formats? We have 1.3 billion population, and honestly we are the best storytellers in the world.
Can you tell me why Kangana Ranaut? Because everybody knows she's controversy's favorite child. Why did you think of her?
So I thought of her 2 years ago, and as the format was forming, I felt that digital needs a shake up, a clutter breaker, and she's pretty much a clutter breaker. And not only controversial, she's a clutter breaker, thought process wise also. Secondly, I wanted to do a reality show with a female host. I feel that was missing in India. We don't take this female host seriously because we have very fitting in girls will come in like the typical sari look, and they'll stand there and they'll giggle, and the guys are the brash hosts, and they take on the mantle of running the whole, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, this woman's like doing that in a lot of professions, but in a lot of other spheres, but she is the right person to bring in for this thought, that female host, female running the show and taking on a whole captive reality format forward.
How was it working with her since then, starting the
I've
show?
done 3 films with her, and I've had a great experience. Like, I've known her to be pretty non-biased. Like, if you see her just now also, like, she's like Munawwar and her, they get along famously on the show. And that shows that non-biasedness is there. Like, she won't go on a show and say, okay, I don't get along with this guy or his political beliefs, so I'm not going to like him in the show. She comes in, she's pretty non-biased, she likes the person, how he's playing his game, and I love that about her. So, I mean, I knew that she's interesting. She has point of views, and they're pretty strong, and that sometimes rattles a lot of people. Sometimes I don't even agree with them, but mostly there's mutual respect, and that's the greatest reason we can work together.
In an interview, you said that your brother is a better parent than you are. Please tell me all about this. Why do you say that?
I'm not naturally a parent. I'm in love with my son, but the pressure we put on mothers, that they are suddenly going to become these paragons of virtue.
Mamta.
I'm like, I'm not. I'm like my brother is. He is naturally a parent. He is so good. He's sending me links. Read this link. It's great on how to do parenting at the 3-year-old kid. And and I'm like sometimes feeling like, okay, I'm wanting to read the data around Lock Up over this research. And I'm like sometimes guilty, but then I realize that if I'm going to feel guilty, I'm not going to share my experiences the way they are. A lot of mothers who probably are not naturally moms. I'm very ambitious. I live for my career, and I'm not moved into my son's life. I moved my son into my life, and this is my way of parenting. And
Which is absolutely fine.
and I'm like, I've accepted my demons, and if I don't, I won't. I don't think I would be rightfully, like, I don't want to present myself like, okay, the moment my son was born, I changed my whole life, everything changed. I sat at home, I gave 5 years of my life, and now I didn't. I wanted to not leave what I was building for so many years. So I told my mom, I need help. I need my family to step in. I'm a single mom, and they did. And they didn't like tell me, make me guilty for being so ambitious. At times when they do that, I correct them. Like, Mom, sorry, but I told you, I love my career. And my son comes to office, and there are a lot of working mothers, and they are finding inspiration that they can bring their kids to office. Why not? I need to normalize bringing kids to the office.
Please, are you guys listening? I need to get my kid to office.
We need to normalize kids at the office. If kids are coming to pick up moms, they are waiting, give them crashes, give them a small playroom. I think most offices should create it.
I absolutely agree. मतलब कितना टेंशन कम हो जाएगा, can you imagine?
I'm like, I've got like these girls who are working with me, their daughter has come, she's sitting in the office. My son comes every day, hangs with me in the office. Please, we are parents, and some of us don't have the luxury of keeping our kids home because we are the working side of the family, and we have to keep working, and the kid has to be a part of our lives also. So I'm going to normalize this from my own way, my little effort.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And thank you so much for finding इतने हचपच में इतना टाइम मेरे लिए. Thank you so much.
I am extremely jealous, even though I put that chip very, very happily in my mouth. It's chipped off a bit of my mood. And I'm going to be doing a lot of guilt-free eating now again, because I'm now in a bad mood because she's also much weight. But on the other hand, it's great to see you.
I love you.
Great to see you. And 3-year-old baby moms.
See? We both are rocking
And
it.
we're going to
Working
do
mommies.
it our way,
Yes.
so you can do it your way.